In all the years I've been rail fanning, I've kind of gone to notice that 5 a.m. seems like the time I'm most often getting up to leave. Today, this 5 a.m. call time exists so that I can make Silver Bay by 7 or so to get morning loads off the Northshore Mining.
I've been lost at every crossing. I was just drifting cold. Couldn't tell you how many times I was ready to fall. Finally found us some good love. Let's see if it lasts.
The last time I was up on the Northshore Mining, it actually took the morning job quite a long time to reach Silver Bay, so considering it was winter, I thought I had a little time to actually get up there, so I made a couple pit stops in 2 harbors. I looked at some of the boats that were by the dock. I got breakfast from Quick Trip, but with that done, now we're on the way.
Still I learned to lean and freeze. Your roaring smile, campfire lit up the trees. Oh, my girl, she's a silver bell. She pulls straight from the loam. Just a kiss from your lips and I'm ready to go. Finally found us some good love. Let's see if it lasts. Swing high, swing low, come to carry. We're here on the ground, but I swear it's heaven.
I got to Railfan Rock just west of Silver Bay at about 7:30, and due to the lack of cell service, I was sitting there reading a book. That only lasted about 30 minutes, though, because at around 8 on the dot, I heard the horn of the morning loads, the 5 a.m. loads of the Northshore Mining. You can actually hear them coming at this location in both directions for quite a long time for different reasons. With the train clear Railfan Rock, I ended up moving into Silver Bay to try and see if there was a way that I could shoot them by the plant. Easier said than done, especially without a drone. It's just me trying to walk through a foot of snow to get anywhere, and not very easy. There were some places that I scouted out maybe when there's no more snow, but for now I couldn't really find anything, so I went to get something to drink instead. One spot I did stumble on, not a great place for pictures if you're looking for trains, but there is this overlook of the Cliffs Plan, which talks a lot about, the taconite process and railroading and how they come together, and I found that pretty cool. Just a quick little tangent. It's actually super nice outside when I'm doing this voiceover. Way different than the snow that you can see in that video there. So there's a siren going on right now, so if you can hear that in the background, that's probably going to be why. My room was super echoey today. But anyway, I sat at the plant crossing on 61 in Silver Bay waiting for a tailings train. I actually only stayed there, though, for about 15 or so minutes because I didn't think I was going to get that lucky with the tailings train. So I ended up just going back on the main line to milepost 7. And good thing I did, because the ore train had a super quick turnaround in Silver Bay, 50 minutes, and they were already heading back north. At this point in the video, the sounds of the train are getting pretty loud. I've actually been able to hear them approach, at least faintly, since they left Silver Bay 7 miles down the line. A little side note, there's a branch that you can see in the right corner of the screen. I apologize for that. I didn't want to carry my tripod through 2 feet of snow, and so I ended up just balancing my phone on this bush that I found, and it worked out way better than I expected, but I didn't see the branch there. One thing I noticed about the crossing here at milepost 7 is it does not have a bell. There was no bell when the gates went down. There is no bell when the gates go up. It's a private crossing for the mine, so I assume that there's probably different rules relating to that. After the train passed here, I ended up going north after them down a dirt road crossing in Tiomi to a place collectively known as the Ponds, which at this point in the year are mostly frozen over. But I'm pretty sure it's as close as you can get to the mine with the snow on the ground. And so I ended up actually waiting for them to come back here too. I ended up just going for a crossing shot because at this point in time the light was not the greatest. After the train had passed, I was able to hear them for an extra 25 minutes as they continued northbound because, again, uphill battle all the way to the mine at Babbitt. I assumed with how fast they had ran their 5 o'clock turn, they're going to try and come back with an 11 o'clock load, which proved true. I just sat there at Tiomi reading my book, and about 2 hours later, they came back with their 11s. As I drove down Airport Road, I saw the end of this tailings train crossing over the rock. Northshore Mining runs these tailings trains from their plant up to a processing facility up on the hill. They run them one by one, 2 SD40-3s on this guy, and it caught me totally off guard, which is why the video is so shaky. After I parted ways with the tailings train, the clouds rolled in pretty quickly, which the weather app said it was going to be mostly cloudy for the entire day, so I should be thankful that I got sun for half of it. The Northshore Mining runs left-handed, interestingly, which meant that the tailings train had to cross over both mains to get into the processing plant, which I'm assuming held up the 11 o'clock loads because it took them a longer time than usual to get to the rock, but that could obviously be for many other factors. One thing that I noticed that was different than my trip up here in January was that they were not running mid-train DPUs like they were back then, which allows them to run longer length, or I guess more normal length trains compared to the summer. And I don't know if that's because the mine in Babbitt is not meeting production demands for a full-length train, or if it just, wasn't cold enough to have mid-trains, but it was pretty cool to see back then, and they did not run that today. And again, after a quick 50-minute turnaround in Silver Bay, the empties screamed back northbound uphill, and I chased them one more time to the highway overpass at Jordan.